Deep to center field. This ball's crushed.
The skies have cleared in downtown Houston. Time for some Astros baseball from Minute Maid Park. You're looking at Alex Bregman with his 3 doubles last night, helping the Astros to win a series over the Minnesota Twins. Just one more as they wrap up the second to last homestand of the season. And that win last night gave them a 3.5 game lead over the Oakland A's, thanks to a win by the New York Yankees last night as well. But that 3.5 game lead is good for the Astros today as we welcome you down into the field. I'm Julia Morales. Todd Callis, Jeff Blum will join you in just a few short minutes. I mentioned this being the second to last homestand. It's been a long one so far, and things could have been much different with that lead had they not turned things around earlier in this homestand. They were 2-3 through the first 5 games. They lost those first 2 to Anaheim, and they were down in a third game against them. But they got things going thanks to a guy who's helped them out a ton here in the last month and a half or so. Tyler White, a name we've said very often with what he's been able to do, some of these extra base hits, some of the power we've seen. Well, he did it that night in the 8th inning, a big 2-run double for the Astros to give them the lead. Eventually, they gave them the win last night. And AJ Hinch told me before today's game, he said, an at-bat like that or a win like that, when you're not in position to win, can really catapult you to have a good stretch. It really establishes the fact that you're never out of a game. This team definitely believes that at this point of the season. It also kick-started their offense right here at Minute Maid Park in their home ballpark. All right, for more, let's head up to the booth. TK and Blummer, gentlemen, your turn.
All right, Julia, you're right. A chance to wrap up this homestand on a winning streak and head into the off day and then into Boston feeling pretty good about themselves. And Blummer, and our No Player Does More presented by HEB. It's hard to argue with any player doing more recently or all season long than Alex Bregman.
He has definitely been Johnny on the spot. He's been doing a great job throughout the course of the season. His swing is simple enough to where he shouldn't have too many slumps. But when we've seen struggles with Altuve and then the DL stint with Altuve, Correa struggling a little bit, and then going on that DL, it has been Alex Bregman has been that one constant, and he's been very good at home. This homestand alone, he is an OPS of 1526, 4 home runs. He's driving in runs, plenty of doubles mixed in there. But what's great on the season, he's hitting .313 with 15 home runs and 26 doubles right here at Minute Maid Park. In comparison to what the team is doing as a whole, the Houston Astros as a team here at Minute Maid Park hitting a team .244 batting average. Alex Bregman has made this place his home.
Bregman matching his career high with a 3-double game last night, and he's had some help during this homestand.
Yeah, Tyler White, who you just heard Julia talking about, has done a good job stepping in, taking over that DH role. But it's also nice to see George Springer scuffling a little bit, but kind of finding his stroke here at home. Hopefully that will translate when they get out on the road in Boston.
Astros going for the sweep tonight, taking on the Minnesota Twins. Framber Valdez will be on the mound for the Astros against Jake Odorizzi for the Twins. We'll have more after this. By Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. And by Cigna. Together all the way. Astros wrap up this 10-game homestand. Framber Valdez makes his third Major League start as we roll on a Wednesday night. Wrap up this homestand, looking for 5 in a row and trying to maintain their lead in the AL West, which is currently 3.5 games after picking up a game last night on the Oakland A's. The A's playing later on tonight against the New York Yankees. The Twins come in at 12 games under. The Astros a season best 33 games over 500.
Our Best in Texas Power Pitcher is brought to you by your local Ford dealers. Framber Valdez, the man on the mound tonight for your Houston Astros. 3 games this season. 2 of them have been starts, both of them against the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. The opponent batting average very good, a 125. That's both against left-handed and right-handed hitters. He gets a ton of ground balls, doesn't strike out many. Had a little bit of an issue the last couple of starts with walks, but has been able to pitch around them and doing a very good job of limiting damage. 0 extra base hits against Framber Valdez, as you see his numbers on the season.
How about that? As the walks, as you mentioned, built up a little bit. Hit by pitches, 3 of them in his first outing. But the opponent's batting average, a skinny 125, and really not much hard contact against him in all 3 appearances.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. Young man coming out showing good fastball command. What's interesting, too, only a couple of pitches he comes after these hitters whiz. But, you know, in between starts, probably working with Brent Strom to mix in that 3rd one. But he showed pretty good composure early on in his career.
His last 2 starts coming against the Angels. Tonight he'll face this lineup for the Minnesota Twins. Logan Forsythe moves into the leadoff spot. Joe Mauer not in the lineup today against the lefty. Jorge Polanco bats second. Robbie Grossman is in left field, followed by the catcher Mitch Garver. Tyler Austin getting a start at DH. A-Ray Adrianza in third. Max Kepler, left-hand hitter, the only one in the lineup. He'll bat 7th. Williams Astudillo is the DH, and Johnny Field is in right field. Ready to go, Astros and Twins. As Julia mentioned, this homestand could have gone a different direction had it not been for a turnaround during that Angels series. And now they're looking to try and sweep the Twins before the off day tomorrow, and we are underway with a pitch just outside and high for ball 1. Valdez with the exact same line in back-to-back start. 5 innings, 2 hits, 1 run, earned run, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts in both of his starts against the Angels. Just a few more pitches last time out, threw 89, 77 in his first outing. Brian McCann getting a chance to catch him for the first time, and so far Fromber has not found the strike zone on 3 pitches. And a little up in the zone, a 4-pitch walk to start this game.
Check out some of the pitches on our MD Anderson strike zone, and that second pitch on the outside corner nipped the edge, and that 4th pitch catching a lot of the zone up. Not getting the benefit of the call of Jeff Nelson, the crew chief behind home plate.
Here's Jorge Polanco. You know, for a kid who has not had great command, that's the one issue. You'd like to see him get some of those strikes, especially that last one.
I feel like it would help him relax a little bit.
And Brian McCann, the veteran, will try and calm him down. Gets a little visit as well from Alex Bregman. And Bregman, as you may have noticed, came in from the shortstop position, as we'll take a look at the defense tonight. Tony Kemp is in left field. George Springer and Josh Reddick also in the outfield. Bregman moves from third to short tonight with Carlos Correa getting the night off. That means Yuli gets a chance to play third. Jose Altuve at second, Tyler White over at first base, and Brian McCann catching Fromber Valdez for the first time. There's the first strike of the night for Valdez.
That was a good meeting.
Polanco hit a home run last night for the Twins. Team in the 9th inning made the game 5-2. That would be the final score. And a strike on the edge as Polanco showed bunt. It's 1-2. You mentioned in the scouting report a heavy dosage of ground ball outs for Fromber Valdez. He could use one here. Try and get 2 outs with 1 swing. Astros winning game 1 4-1. Dallas Keuchel picking up his 11th win. Last night it was Justin Verlander's turn. Worked with 4 first-inning runs and went 7 innings to pick up the victory for the Astros last night. That was Justin's 14th win of the year. On the ground to third. Yuli to second for 1. Altuve turn gets by Tyler White. They had the double play ground ball, just couldn't turn the double play.
Yeah, that should have been a double play. Be interesting to see on the replay what happened over at first base. Good job by Yuli. That toss over to Altuve, and in trying to complete it, we'll get a better look and see what happened. Just missed it.
There's Robbie Grossman. Yeah, it was a little bit low, it was a little bit of a cutter, but that's one you'd like to see the first baseman come up with. Grossman takes one outside for ball 1. Robbie, the former Astro, played here in 2013, 14, and 15. Has been better this year as a right-handed hitter overall, 308. Hitting right-handed, 263 all on the season. And it's down, it's 2-0.
And the reflection off the, I think that's a courthouse out there, is getting in my Josh Hamilton's. Tough to see right now.
Well, down again, it's 3-0. Fromber has thrown 12 pitches, only 3 for strikes thus far. And That has been the one issue we have seen his first few outings, is the command has not always been pinpoint for the young left-hander.
Hopefully he's not trying to be too fine.
Well, especially with Robbie Grossman.
He's going to take it if it's off the edges. He has a very good strike zone command.
And that's just off the inside corner. So 2 4-pitch walks in this first inning. And that is not ideal, and draws a visit from the pitching coach Brent Strom right away.
That'll be the second visit already in this first inning.
Beginning of the year, we'd be panicking about that.
Yeah. Now we realize it really doesn't matter, and we haven't seen a consequence anyways.
The biggest non-issue of any rule that people fretted about coming into the season. So, entire infield meeting. Yuli, Altuve, Bregman, Tyler White, Brent Strom, Brian McCann. See if they can get Fromber to throw some strikes here.
Yeah, you just kind of roll in there and say, hey, we're right behind you. Don't have to be too fine. Find that plate, get that release point down. If good things happen, that means we're getting ground balls, and we'll turn a double play behind you.
Now he'll face Mitch Garver. Garver batting in a cleanup spot for the second time in this series and the third time on the season. Former Astro Jason Castro with a right meniscus tear, so Garver's had the majority of the starts for the Twins this year behind the plate. 71st start as the Twins catcher this season. Fromber trying to dial it in. 11 out of 14 out of the zone thus far. And gets that call. It's 1-1. Valdez pitched in 22 games this year at the minor league level, 14 starts. At the minor leagues, he walked 32 in 103 innings. So less than 1 every 3 innings, but that number has jumped up a little bit here at the big league level. 9 walks in 15 innings. Ground ball towards third. Yuli will try it again. Altuve with the throw in time. Double play. A shaky first inning with control, but a double play bails him out. George Springer at the top, followed by Jose Altuve and Alex Bregman. Tyler White moves into the cleanup spot with Carlos Correa getting the night off. Yuli Gurriel hits 5th. Brian McCann will catch and bat 6th. Josh Reddick is in right field. He'll bat 7th. Evan Gattis a chance to DH, and Tony Kemp bats 9th and left.
Jake Odorizzi is on the mound for the Minnesota Twins. 28 starts this season, 143 innings pitched, 144 strikeouts in that time. Hitters are hitting .250 against him. He's actually pitched pretty well in his last couple of starts, yet he has lost both those games, not getting the run support that he would like to have. 18 home runs he's given up this season. 4 starts against the Astros. That ERA is correct, .72.
Has always pitched well against Houston all the way back to 2014. Just 1 start against the Astros in the last 3 seasons, as he will face George Springer. Springer last 9 games batting .333, has that season average up to .255. George a couple of base hits on the first pitch he saw last night in the first and second innings. Odorizzi, 28-year-old, making his 29th start of the season. He'll get 4 more on the year. The Astros, Justin Verlander, Garrett Cole, they'll have about 5 more, but the Twins going to a 6-man starting rotation, including some opening pitchers in that mix. Paul Molitor's group will have about 4 more each the rest of the way, and then the opening starters, you'll just kind of mix and match depending on who's used out of that bullpen. Springer takes a strike, 2-2. Astros were a quick start team last night, scoring 4 of their 5 runs in the first inning, adding a run in the 7th. Also got a run in the first game of this series on a solo home run by Alex Bregman, then added 2 more the next inning. They've done a good job getting in front of this Twins team. And a called 3rd strike on the 3-2 pitch. George thought he may have drawn the walk, but Jeff Nelson calls him out for the first out.
Pretty close to a 2-strike count. George took 3 strikes that were all fastballs. Might give you an idea that he would have been sitting on that slider possibly, or cut or split, because I think Jake Odorizzi does a good job of mixing after that fastball. He's heavy on the fastball, but he splits it up between that cutter slider split pretty good. At least to right-handed hitters. He's a little more fastball split or changeup, Vulcan changeup,
yep,
fork ball, some kind of off-speed pitch. More to lefties.
Now he'll face Jose Altuve. Altuve with good numbers against Odorizzi, 5 for 11 in his career. May notice it's a little unusual for a starting pitcher, but Odorizzi a couple of starts ago just wanted to simplify things. He felt like he was struggling a little bit, walking too many guys, so he is not pitching out of the windup anymore. He's done that his last 2 starts and said he was going to finish the year with that. Probably will go back to the windup next season, but just said he wanted to keep it more direct and to the plate, and he strikes out Jose Altuve, who's in the middle of now an 0 for 18 slump.
Doesn't happen too often.
And matches the longest for Altuve in his career. A couple of times he's been 0 for 18.
How about this? Paul Molitor is, I think, sick and tired of Alex Bregman hitting doubles down the left field line.
Wow.
3 infielders.
They're going to a 3-4 defense against Bregman.
Getting the Gallo treatment on the right side.
And Logan Forsythe's literally in the left field corner.
This is interesting.
What in the world?
Tell you what, we showed the numbers here at Minute Maid Park. 471. what you're doing isn't working this homestand, so why not mix it up? But this is to the extreme.
That's
a second baseman.
We're trying to prevent doubles from Alex Bregman.
Yeah, we're just going to try. We want him to get base hits, not extra base hits.
Bregman kind of took a step back to look at the deep momentarily. And now a called strike. It's 1-1.
Well, here you go. StatCast AI, powered by AWS, shows that Alex Bregman is heavy on the pull side. We'll see how it affects him mentally watching Logan Forsythe take that jog out to the left field corner.
Well, none of his doubles would have been prevented by this defense last night.
Yeah, you can just go ahead and put him on top of the manual scoreboard if you want to knock a couple of those doubles down.
His first double was off the top of the scoreboard. His second double was sliced into the corner down the right field line, and his third double was a ground ball down the third base line. Past the third baseman, Adrianza. Maybe Forsythe could cut that off into a single, but the other two would have been doubles either way. Now it's 3-1.
You got something new to talk about with Alex on the plane ride, hopefully.
Yeah.
What were your first thoughts when you saw the second baseman make a beeline to the left field corner?
And the fact that he's playing in the corner is unusual.
In the corner. Yeah, he's not. He is protecting the line drive down the line, basically.
Yeah, it's not like they're equally spaced out in a parabola in the outfield. 3-1, tries to hold up, but Jeff Nelson said that's a swing. It's 3-2.
This is Alex recognizing what's going on.
What?
He's like, you know what's going through Alex's head? He's probably picking his spot. Where am I going to attack these guys next?
Way upstairs, and the 3-4 defense doesn't get a chance to be employed as Bregman draws the walk. So Forsythe will jog back into the infield.
That was impressive. A little bit of respect, I would imagine, if you're Alex Bregman, saying, hey, I'm going pretty good if you've got to move your second baseman as a fourth outfielder out there.
Bregman reaching on base today continues that stretch of now 33 consecutive games of reaching base. And here is Tyler White batting in the cleanup spot for the 5th time this year. Astros are 4-0 when White has hit in the cleanup spot this season. When he can, AJ Hinch likes to give his guys or his key guys a day off going into a scheduled day off. In this case, Carlos Correa getting a couple of days off before the Red Sox series. We saw Alex Cora with the Red Sox have a lot of his starters resting today, and then some of them eventually got into the game with that crazy come from behind win in Atlanta. We're down 7-1 in the 8th inning. Bregman starts and stops, and a called strike. It's 0-2. Phillips, who was out of baseball at the beginning of the season, ended up hitting a 2-run home run for the Red Sox in the 9th inning with 2 outs to win that game 9-8. And a devastating game for the Braves as they try and hold on in the NL East. White's got her streak at home here, reaching base 17 in a row. You're next to Alex Bregman in that lineup. 17 doesn't seem like too long of a streak, but that's an impressive mark for him. His last 17 home games, hitting .400 during that stretch with 8 home runs. Swing and a miss. White goes down for the final out. 3 strikeouts in the inning for Odorizzi, and we're through 1 scoreless.
On Twitter at ATT Sportsnet SW. Which young or new Astros pitcher has the most potential to have a playoff impact? Is it the guy on the mound, Framber Valdez, Josh James, who we just recently saw, or Ryan Presley, acquired from the Minnesota Twins? Vote, and we'll let you know which one wins later in the broadcast. TK?
All right, Julia, we go to the second inning. Framber struggled a little bit with command in that first inning, but worked through it with a double play. Couple of walks, and now he'll face Tyler Austin, the number 5 hitter. And Framber starts him off with a called strike. Second outing for Valdez here at Minute Maid Park. His first 2 came on the road in Seattle out of the bullpen, and then in Anaheim in his first big league start. This one fouled away. It's 0-2. Keep a track on the Baseball Savant StatCast numbers tonight, but in his first 2 starts against the Angels, he did not allow any hitters to hit a baseball 100 miles an hour or hotter in exit velocity. So he has really kept the opposing hitters off the barrel as he strikes out Tyler Austin on 3 pitches. First strikeout of the night for Framber Valdez.
Good breaking ball, and again, I feel that's one of the better pitches. And he only has a couple of them, but this breaking ball's impressed me. Really seems there's a little bit extra snap on this pitch going down when it's right. Kind of catches a second gear as it breaks underneath the swings.
You know, he allowed his first 100-mile-an-hour baseball struck as a starter in that last inning. The double play was 103.9.
How about that?
So there you go. The first time a hitter in one of Valdez's 3 starts hits a ball over 100 miles an hour, it gets him out of an inning. Here's A-Ray Adrianza. But we've seen some weak swings, especially against that breaking ball that you mentioned. Julia?
More on that breaking ball of his. It's his most comfortable pitch. It's the one he has the best control of, and he has for some time. And we saw him start to use that fastball later in his last couple of starts. And the thing that they've been working on him with is just getting away from the walks, less walks for him. But that curveball is his go-to. We saw that with Lance McCullers Jr. Before he went fastball change on us earlier this year. But it is very similar, and then that's the pitch he feels good with, and then that fastball command usually comes a little bit later in the game for him.
Yeah, the fastball command has been elusive in this game. His third 4-pitch walk. And you may have noticed Brian McCann on that last pitch. He's not going inside or outside anymore. Brian is just sitting right in the middle of the plate, trying to get his young lefty to be able to throw strikes. He's not worrying about dotting up corners right now. And a fastball tails in for ball 1 to Kepler.
He's got good run on that fastball. And like you said, TK, if you're trying to dot up movement, sometimes that's tough for a young pitcher. That's why Brian McCann is trying to give him a nice big target down the middle. Start it down the middle, and hopefully it runs to the inside of the left-handed hitter. I almost feel like he's aiming the ball right now. That was good timing.
It's not ideal for AJ, even with an extended bullpen with September roster call-ups, to see his starter struggle like this with his command early. There's a strike after 6 in a row, missed the plate. First big league start in Anaheim, 3 walks and 3 wild pitches for Fromber. Three walks tonight already, and that one misses. It's 3-1. Well, the thing you worry about too, obviously you don't want to put extra runners on, but you kind of get your defense on its heels when you're missing the plate this often. Now the count's full on Kepler. Kepler, the only lefty in the lineup for Palm Balladors, actually hit better this year against lefties than he has against righties. 248 against lefties, 224 overall. Runner on the move, swinging a line drive, base hit into center field. Going first to third will be Adrianza. Kepler with a clean single to center, and that is the first hit allowed by Fromber tonight.
Good piece of hitting, but again, falling behind forces you to throw that fastball in the zone, and hitters are ready for it here at this level.
I'll bring up the DH tonight. Williams Astudillo. Astudillo made his big league debut on June 30th after spending 9 years in the minor league. Started his minor league career in 2009. Check swing, foul ball.
That'll help. Get you hit early.
Astudillo, originally in the Phillies organization, last year in the Diamondbacks organization. And this year signed as a minor league free agent by the Twins. One and one to count.
Ground ball time if you're Fromber.
Astudillo just 31 career at bats. He has hit into a couple of double plays. Slow tapper in front of the plate. Fromber looks at the runner, throws to first to retire Astudillo on the play. Kepler moves to second, 2 away.
How about that? Doesn't get the double play, but with it being nubbed out in front of home plate, Adrianza can't do anything. Wants to, but knows if he does, he's going to be out. Good job by Fromber fielding his position, making sure that run doesn't score.
Now will face Johnny Field, second and third, 2 outs. Field also made his big league debut this season back in April. At that point, he was a member of the Tampa Bay Rays. Picked up by the Twins and now getting a chance to play some outfield. Second start of this series. And he grounds one towards short. Bregman is there on 2 hops, and Fromber works out of another situation in the second inning. We are through an inning and a half, scoreless.
Yuli Gurriel. La Pena has sprouted the last couple of games, and he's got a couple of home runs and 3 RBIs in his last 2 games. Had been scuffling a little bit, but now we're starting to see the usual Yuli, where he gets the barrel of the bat to the baseball relatively quickly. A couple of hanging off speed pitches he's yanked into those Crawford boxes. Good to see.
Yuli swings and misses at the first pitch. Hey, Yuli's season high in 1 month for home runs is 3. Hit 3 home runs in June. And already has 2 this month with back-to-back games with a home run. 10 on the season for Yuli after hitting 18 last year. This ball into left center field, and now slicing towards center where Kepler will make the play. Yuli the first out of the second inning. Now bring up Brian McCann. All the Astros in today's lineup. McCann has by far the most at bats and good numbers against Jake Odorizzi in his career. McCann .419 batting average with 3 home runs. Odorizzi faced the Astros at Target Field in Minnesota back in April on the 10th and allowed just 1 run over 6 innings.
McCann, most of that damage coming against Odorizzi while with the New York Yankees. Three strikeouts and a walk in the first inning. Odorizzi normally throws a lot of pitches per inning. 18.9 pitches per inning is the highest in Major League Baseball, and that's why he's averaged just over 5 innings per start this season. Threw 20 pitches in the first.
He's not in a hurry to get him over there.
Three and one.
You have no idea how bad I want him to get a pitch to hit.
I know. There's a lot of people at home that feel the same way.
He said he feels so good too, talking to Brian. You know, that smile's returned a little bit, and he said that it's nice to be able to get that right leg down and know he can put some of that swing into that right leg. Early on in the season was unable to put a lot of pressure on that front leg when he was swinging.
Third start since coming back from the DL for McCann. And takes ball 4 down and in. Second walk allowed by Odorizzi. And McCann a 1-out base runner.
Join the Astros Foundation and the Houston Police Department for the annual Badges and Bases H-Town Rundown, presented by Chenier. This family-friendly 5K and 10K run takes place Saturday the 29th, with proceeds benefiting both organizations. To register, visit astros.com/run.
Here's Josh Reddick. Couple of hits last night for Reddick. Sends this one to center field. Kepler drifts back on it and puts it away for out number 2. Bring up Evan Gattis, getting a chance to start tonight. Evan DHing his 97th start of the year as the DH, but they've been a little more scattered recently, with Tyler White being as hot as he's been. Tyler playing first base tonight, and Evan getting a chance to fill the DH role. 1 for 8 in his homestand for Gattis. Evan with 24 home runs, second on the team to Bregman's 28. And his 71 RBIs, also second to Bregman's 91. Odorizzi ahead 1-2. Minnesota last year able to get to the postseason. They were the second wild card team. This year it appears that 4 of the 5 teams will be repeaters in the American League. The Astros can get back. Cleveland is well in front in the Central. They have a magic number of 9 right now after their win today. Yankees and Boston very strong in the East, and then who that 5th team might be will be determined over these next 3.5 weeks. Currently Oakland leading Seattle in the wild card picture by 5.5 games. Both teams playing tonight on the West Coast. This year, disappointing year for the Twins. 12 games under 500 to start tonight's play. They've lost 4 in a row. There's a called third strike at the knees on the corner. That's strikeout number 4 for Odorizzi. We head to the third, scoreless.
Recognizes one player from each team who represents the game through positive contributions on and off the field. Visit MLBcommunity.org to learn more. And you're looking at video of Charlie Morton as he was recognized before today's game, the team's nominee for that award. He also received a nomination back in 2014 when he was playing for the Pittsburgh Pirates, and they're always celebrating Roberto Clemente Day. He said that there was a quote from Clemente over the tunnel that leads to the home dugout in Pittsburgh, and he was able to meet Clemente's family back then, something he will always remember. He said of the nomination, it doesn't seem that he's doing enough to be associated with someone so monumental like that. And for Charlie, his passions are recognizing and raising funds to help the military and their families. We've seen him bring several groups here in Houston, but he's big on sending care packages overseas. He and his wife Cindy have been very dedicated to that as well. And good news on Charlie Morton. He is going to be back on the mound for the Houston Astros this Saturday, guys, against the Boston Red Sox. That bullpen he threw yesterday went really well. He's looking forward to pitching at Fenway.
Great news. We were hoping it would be the shortest of stays for Charlie on the DL, and it turns out that might happen as Forsythe sends one towards the right field foul line, and Josh Reddick got over there in a hurry to make the play for out number 1. Let's take a look at that Boston series, Blummer. It could be a preview of the American League Championship Series. Good matchup on Friday night, David Price and Garrett Cole.
No, I agree. It is going to be a fun time to go up there. It's always good getting up into Boston, but a little preview this late in the season. Both teams playing for something, but it's good to see Charlie Morton getting back in the mix. Really didn't anticipate too many things being wrong with him. It's just that the innings piled up on him a little bit. Just they're able to protect him and make sure that he is right for that stretch run.
Well, he's never made 30 starts in his career. He's 34 years old. And with that start coming up on Saturday, that will be his 27th start. His career high in starts is 29, and that was 7 years ago. And his innings pitched high is 171 and change, and that was 7 years ago as well. Both those are in jeopardy, even with missing this turn through the rotation. Ball right past the ear of Framber Valdez into center field. Polanco with a single to center. Second hit allowed by Framber. He's also walked 3. If the season ended today, the Astros would be the 2 seed for the 2nd consecutive year. The Yankees would be the 4 seed for the 2nd consecutive year, and Cleveland and Boston would flip as the 1 and 3 seeds. Here's Robbie Grossman. And it White has the runner falling down and tags out. Polanco on the pickoff by Framber Valdez.
We'll take it. Wow.
That was close to a balk.
Well, Polanco was looking at home plate.
Astros may have caught a break there. That front foot was close to being towards home plate.
I don't know what you're talking about, Tom.
2 outs.
That was a perfectly legal move. Nobody called it.
Robbie Grossman with a 1-0 count.
Glad Tyler White was paying attention.
Yeah. And then Bregman was way over in the hole. He had a long way to go just to cover the bag after the pickoff. Grossman takes another close one. It's 2-0. Alex getting a chance to play shortstop tonight. You know, Framber's had traffic every inning, but he's been able to work through it. A double play, a couple of ground outs last inning. Now pickoff helping him in this inning. Has not been the cleanest of baseball for Framber through 2 2/3 with 27 pitches out of 44, now 28 out of 45, missing the zone, but he's been able to work it out. On the ground towards third, Yuli waits for it, makes the play across in time. Framber gets through 3, 1 hit, nobody left on base.
J.R. Richard made his major league debut against the San Francisco Giants. We actually talked about this game a couple of starts ago for Framber because of the 15 strikeouts. It was a rookie record, still stands for the Houston Astros. King Richard on the mound with that fastball slider mix looked devastating early on. On this date, he made his debut.
Quite a debut for JR. Complete game, 15 strikeouts, still a major league record. The National League mark is significantly better than the American League mark, as Tony Kemp will lead things off. Astros looking for their first hit of the night against Jake Odorizzi. A couple of walks so far. Last night 1 for 3 with a bunt single. Scored a run in the 7th inning after that bunt hit.
Take a look back at that bunt from Tony Kemp. Pushed it to that right side and then sped through first base. Major League average sprint speed is 27.3 feet per second, and Tony put the pedal down and got to 29.4.
Yeah, right near that elite mark of 30 feet per second. He was flying down the line. Now he's down to the count 0-2 to start this inning. And a lot of times Tony Kemp just goes to work when it's 0-2. His on-base percentage after 0-2 counts is an impressive .286. That includes 6 walks in 34 plate appearances. He's been able to go from 0-2 to a walk a half dozen times this year. This time he sends one into left field. Robbie Grossman waits for it, and there's one away. We had dog day over the weekend on Sunday. Still some dogs in attendance tonight. George Springer will bat.
Second time through the order for the Houston Astros against Jake Odorizzi. A lot of fastballs early on. 37 pitches he's thrown. 27 four-seam fastballs.
Keeping it simple tonight. He has struck out 4, including Springer on a called third strike with a fastball his first time up.
Well, that's something that I saw in the Anaheim series when they came through here. Is when they were in Anaheim, they tried to bust the Astro right-handed hitters in a little bit, but in that series against the Angels, a lot of fastballs away, and they proved to be successful. And so far, first time through the order for Odorizzi, fastball away has been very effective.
This ball is hit well to left field. That's a base hit. Astros' first hit of the night. Springer makes the turn and holds up with a single with 1 out in the third.
Good swing by George. And it looked like he was ready for the fastball. Catcher Garver set up down and away. This one might have been a little bit of that split finger, that changeup, because at 83 miles an hour, George did a good job of recognizing and turning on it.
I'll bring up Jose Altuve. Altuve currently in an 0 for 18. It's happened 2 other times in his career, most recently in 2016. Longest hitless streak of Altuve's career, May 21st through 26th 2 seasons ago, and also May 18th through the 24th 5 seasons ago. During this current 0 for 18, he's hit a couple of line drives to left that have been hit well, but have gone as outs, including last night to start his first at bat, 104 off the bat, but lined out to left. It's a breaking ball for a strike. It's 1-1. Altuve was at 329 before this 0 for stretch, and he's now at 317. Still good for third in the American League, trailing just a couple of Red Sox. Mookie Betts and J.D. Martinez continue to battle it out for the top batting average in the AL. Altuve, good numbers against Odorizzi, good numbers against the Twins in general. Jose, a .400 career hitter against Minnesota. Into right field. Johnny Field is there. And that's 2 away. Julia
As Alex Bregman comes up here with the 3 doubles yesterday, I asked how is he collecting so many extra base hits to his manager. AJ said they were talking in the dugout yesterday about things he was doing. He told his manager, I missed a pitch early, and he was going to stay on that certain pitch, and if he got it again, he told him he would be ready. Well, he got it again, and he drove it down the line. So AJ said that's just, it's part of his plan. He has a game plan every time he goes up there. Plus, he's squaring the ball up, and he's locked in. So very little margin for the pitcher to get him out.
No, he's been right on everything. And he took a beat, I don't know if you noticed, coming out of that batter circle just to see if they're going to employ that 4 outfield defense again.
Well, it's tough with the runner on first base. They'd like to have the extra infielder to cover second base. Kind of create some issues if you take another infielder off the inside. But, you know, Alex Bregman had a chance to talk to him a little bit today, and he obviously he's going good. But he really impresses me as a guy who dictates the at-bat. He does not let the pitcher dictate the at-bat until he gets to 2 strikes. Because those first 2 strikes, he's not looking to just put the ball in play. He's looking for a pitch. He's looking for a spot, but he's mostly looking to do damage. He wants to get the barrel to the baseball and hit the ball hard. If he doesn't feel he can hit that strike hard, he's going to take it. And he said today he has no problem going to a 2-strike count.
We saw that last night. He was 2-0. Took a 2-0 pitch for a strike, took a 2-1 pitch for a strike.
Yep.
And then finally got one to his liking on 3-2 and drove it off the wall for a 1-0 lead. Here he's down to the count 2-0 to Rizzi, 0-2.
Try and cover that. He's already on top of the plate.
To the count. Rizzi involved in a trade right before spring training this year, moving from Tampa Bay to Minnesota. In his first career opening day start with the Twins this year. Springer on the move. Bregman deep to left field. This ball's hit well. Gone! Number 29, Alex Bregman, and the Astros lead 2-0. What will we see next?
Be patient. I believe it's coming at the end of the dugout here. Looks disappointed.
Yeah, that was kind of a letdown. I thought they were going something special.
That team's going to get a talking to later from that guy. Wow.
Here's Tyler White.
The guy that gets so mad after hitting a home run.
Home runs in 3 straight games. Last night, 3 doubles, and tonight he hit a home run for the 4th time in 5 games that he and Springer and AJ can laugh about. 1 away from a 30 home run season. What a year for Bregman. I mean, it just keeps going and going.
It really does. You just got to sit back and enjoy it, because these seasons, what he's doing is remarkable. We talked about it yesterday, approaching some marks that only 18 hitters in all of baseball history have ever gotten to. The 30 home run mark, 50 doubles and 100 RBIs.
I mean, you were just mentioning how he doesn't mind getting down the count. Started out 0-2. That second pitch was a little bit off the plate. Didn't maybe get the help of a call behind the dish, and he still works out a 1-2 pitch and drives it over the wall and left.
Well, it's just amazing. He knows that pitch is a good 3-4 inches off the outside corner that was called for strike 2, but he was whatever. I'm going to move on to the next pitch and see what happens and get a mistake. He is in complete control when he's in that box here recently.
First home run allowed by Odorizzi in his last 6 starts. And Bregman has once again given the Astros an early lead. He has given them the lead in every game in this series. Last 2 games he gave him the lead in the first, and tonight a 2-run shot in the third. Oh, Molitor's going to have to think of another new defense against him.
Yeah, just throw all the gloves up into the Crawford box. Well, that's the thing too. I mean, that's the Ted Williams approach, isn't it, to the shift? Hey, you're going to shift on me? Big deal. I'll just hit it over your heads.
2-2 pitch has popped up on the infield. The pitcher, Jake Odorizzi, will make the play in front of the first baseman, Tyler Austin.
I tell you what, Alex Bregman, leaving a mark on 2018, cannot be beat. Barrels it up, launches it out of left field, and puts the Astros up 2-0. The stare down is on.
The lead as we head to the 4th inning. Framber Valdez has worked around some command issues as we begin the 4th inning. Bregman hitting the 2-run home run, and then his teammates kind of let him down with the dugout celebration afterwards.
Yeah, it's not too often you hit a home run and you're severely disappointed.
He was mad. Just had to go back to the original, like, basic pre-All-Star break stare.
Yeah, ho-hum. Just another stare.
He's hitting him too quickly. 4 in 5 games. Here's a broken bat on the short hop. Yuli makes the play. Mitch Garver retired on the broken bat ground out to Yuli Gurriel.
We've got to get more creative because they're so bored with how quickly the dugout stare came and went because he hits so many home runs.
You know, it was Alex's thing for a while. Josh Reddick got into the mix in Seattle, and now it's a team deal. And we saw a little choreography on the previous home run, number 28, with the curling theme. So figured something was in the works for number 29, but just did not work out this time around. Well, we'll have to hit another one soon, see what happens. Here's Tyler Austin. The fact that he's sitting on the cusp of 30 and we're still early in September, on September 5th. I mean, we're kind of saying as the season went along he could get to 30, and he has got 3.5 weeks to get to more than 30. He's got 29 with another 9 home games, another 13 road games. Who knows where that number may end up based on what he's done recently.
It's a 16th home run here at home.
He has just been wearing out those Crawford boxes. So much for the post home run derby slump. 2-2 the count to Tyler Austin. It's, you mentioned it before, it's such a repeatable swing. It's such a simple swing. It's so direct to the baseball.
Yeah, the only issue I've really seen, what's nice is it's so simple and so direct to the baseball that it's pretty easy for him to correct. And he looks like he takes a lot of pride in the fact that he does have a simplified swing, and it's a hyper effective. There's just sometimes, you know, that when he strides, the hands will come with him a little bit, but you know, that's just a minor flaw every once in a while.
He is locked in plus some as Austin gets called out on strikes. Framber Valdez picks up his second strikeout. And there's 2 away in the 4th. Bring the whole family out to the ballpark every Sunday home game with a Kroger Family 4-pack that includes 4 tickets, 4 hot dogs, 4 sodas, just $70. Visit Astros.com/Sundays for tickets and info. Couple more Sundays left on the home schedule. Diamondbacks on the 16th, Angels on the 23rd. Angels game on the 23rd will be the final home game, which is not only Fan Appreciation Day, they're also going to be giving away replica rings that day as well. And we promise that'll be the last one this year, so this is the last home game.
I'll tell you what, it's starting to sound like Oprah Winfrey around here. You get a ring for you. Everybody gets a ring.
17th and the 23rd, the last 2 replica ring days. And those have been just selling out Minute Maid Park on a regular basis. Astros with 10 home dates remaining, including tonight. And there are 2.6 million fans on the season. It has been quite a year for fans filling up Minute Maid Park. Framber Valdez ahead of A-Ray Adrianza, 0-2. This is with the fastball. That fastball's been sprayed a little bit coming into this inning. Framber had only thrown 2 first pitch strikes out of 12, but still worked around some walks and a base hit, a couple base hits. Ground ball to third. And to have his first 1-2-3 inning as Gurriel makes the throw across. Framber impressive in the 4th.
The stare. We reveal the origins of the players' weekend nicknames, and Justin Verlander gets charged $1 million for lunch in LA. All that and more on Astros Bases Loaded after the postgame show, only on AT&T Sportsnet.
Bottom half of the fourth inning, Astros leading 2-0 on the Alex Bregman home run. Gurriel will lead off against Jake Odorizzi. Both hits for the Astros last inning, the single by Springer and the home run by Bregman. Yuli first pitch swinging, sends one to right. Johnny Field in front of the warning track makes the play for out number 1. Astros taking 2 out of 3 from the A's to start this homestand, splitting the 4-game series with the Angels. And now going for the sweep against Minnesota. Twins beat the Astros 2 out of 3 earlier this season at Target Field in Minnesota. Here's Brian McCann. He walked his first time up. And McCann takes a strike. Brian missed 50 games while having arthroscopic surgery on that knee. And that hits his back foot. Brian McCann on base for the second time, a walk, and now a hit by pitch on the 0-1 breaking ball. Maybe grazed his knee.
Pretty veteran move. Just hold your ground, take the ricochet, and go to first. Just a glancing blow, nothing major about it.
That's a knee he had surgery on.
Hey, anything for that on base percentage.
Here's Josh Reddick. Takes a pitch outside. Reddick flied out to center his first time up. Two and one. No Marwin Gonzalez in the lineup tonight. Astros hoping to see Marwin back for that Red Sox series. There's soreness in that right oblique area. And good news on the injury front on the Twins side. A scary moment last night. Miguel Sano carted off the field after sliding into second base. But Molitor reporting today that Sano is fine and he could be back in the Twins lineup over the weekend. Off the outside corner, and Reddick has a full count. Jake normally gets a lot of fly ball outs. He is 4th in the major leagues in fly ball percentage. One of the reasons you also saw 4 outfielders with Alex Bregman batting. Tonight he has 4 strikeouts, and the rest of his outs have been in the air, not one ball on the ground.
job of mixing speeds by Odorizzi in the 3-2 count. Pitch before that one was this split finger. Kept it close enough to the zone to get the swing from Josh Reddick. Luckily he fouled it off and then had to fight off 92 down and in. He's a little more ready for it. Usually he drops the head on that, turns on it.
Another fly ball. This one lofted to left. Grossman puts it away for out number 2.
Time to play Name That Astro, brought to you by Nissan. Who am I? North Texas upbringing. Rule 5 draft. Late season edition. If you know who this Astro is, make sure you tweet your answer to @ATT Sportsnet SW. Make sure you stay tuned for later in this ball game when we let you know if you are right or wrong.
Here's Evan Gaddis. He struck out his first time up. Odorizzi had 4 strikeouts first time through the lineup. Doesn't have any this time through the lineup. And Gaddis drills one deep to left field. Evan Gaddis, home run number 25, and the Astros double their lead. It's now 4-0.
Evan Gaddis taking out some angst on that baseball right there.
Bregman hit his 29th earlier in this game, and now Evans, second on the team in home runs, gets his 25th. We know there's another celebration involved. It's not stairs. Where's Tony Kemp? Oh, he's batting. You can't do the hugs for homers.
Get yourself a stare, though.
The hugs for homers only works when Kemp's in the dugout when Evan returns. They're swinging a miss at 0-1. 430 feet. Ball just missed the train tracks up there and left.
That ball was slobber knocked.
Opposing hitters have done a good job against Jake Odorizzi on first pitches this year. 479 average on the first pitch. Hitting it bad against Odorizzi, including now 6 home runs. Kemp with a 1-1 count. Yeah, I don't think it would be good form if the on-deck hitter just jumps into the arms of the guy who just hit a home run on his way back to the dugout. On the ground, played on one big hop by Austin, but the Astros scored 2 on the home run.
Evan Gaddis absolutely punishing that baseball with that lumber. That was good to see. That's some bat quickness, too, from Evan Gaddis. A couple of 2-run bombs for the Houston Astros have them up 4-0. You look at it.
That is brought to you by Rooms to Go. When it's time to decorate, Rooms to Go makes it easy and fast, all at great low prices. And by Nissan, innovation that excites. On we go to the 5th inning of a 4-0 game. Framber Valdez with a little room to work with, facing Max Kepler, Williams Astudillo, and Johnny Field, 7, 8, 9 in the Twins lineup. Framber misses on the first pitch to Kepler. Framber had a 1-2-3 4th inning. But in missing on that first pitch to Kepler, he has now thrown first pitch strikes to 3 of the first 16 batters. That is usually not a recipe for success. But it speaks to the stuff that this kid has, that he's been able to get behind on almost every count and still work through 4 shutout innings.
Yeah, he's working through it, but he's testing the patience of his pitching coach.
Foul puts him back ahead of the count, 1-2. Wonder if we're going to see a changeup tonight from Framber. Brent Strom says he has a changeup. He just has not broken it out yet. But we have not seen it yet in 3 starts and 4 career appearances. Two and two.
Got to throw 1, right?
I would think if you get 2 outs in this inning, facing the 9-hitter with the bases empty, we'll try 1. Maybe not against the lefty here in Kepler, but against the 8-hitter or 9-hitter, nobody on base in a 4-run game. Just show it.
I would love to see him throw at first pitch for a strike. Just really throw things out of whack.
Because he can't locate the fastball first strike. Kepler singled his first time up, tries to hold up on the curveball. He goes around. That is strikeout number 3 for Framber, and the first out of the 5th.
Curveball is a very good pitch. He throws that thing hard. Good spin on that, down and away from Kepler. Tough to lay off, and he indeed went.
Now he'll face Williams Astudillo. That was a big at bat for Framber in that 2nd inning. It was 1st and 3rd, 1 out. Astudillo hit a little tapper in front of the plate, in between home plate and the mound, and Framber made the play and kept the runner at 3rd base. This ball is hit well to left field, and this ball is gone. Astudillo with his 2nd big league home run, hitting one into the Crawford boxes and left to make this a 4-1 game.
First extra base hit Framber Valdez has given up in his big league career. Fastball up. Location's been a real issue on that fastball for Framber in this series, or in this outing. That one got hit pretty hard.
Getting 1 back, all the runs scoring on home runs tonight. A couple of 2-run home runs for the Astros and a solo shot there for Astudillo. Now 2-0 the count to Johnny Field. There's a strike. Two and two. Frommer comes back with a strikeout, getting Johnny Fields swinging. Both outs in this inning have come on the strikeout. And there's 2 away.
It's a good pitch when he can get to it. The key is getting ahead. The fastball command has been an issue, but we've seen some very good curveballs get the swing and miss and a couple of strikeouts for Frommer.
Trying to match his innings total for the last 2 starts. He's sitting at 73 pitches right now, so maybe a chance to go the deepest of any of his 3 starts tonight. As he begins Logan Forsythe with a first pitch strike, so that's a step in the right direction. Kind of like that Frommer. He's a fun-loving kid. He's having a good time. He's involved in the dugout celebrations.
Wow, that guy's ready to go.
Full uni. Swing and a miss. The curveball for a strikeout. Frommer strikes out 3, allows a solo home run, and now it's 4-1.
Two-run home run back in the 3rd inning. A guy that everyone in that dugout wants to be around, wants to know what the secret is and how he's been able to have so much success. Tyler White, who will see this inning, said, you know, a big part of his success here recently is just being prepared, but that comes from watching guys like Alex Bregman. He said the way he prepares for a game, it's really impressive. He spends a lot of time watching that video. He said, you know, everyone obviously watches Jose Altuve for what he does, but it's hard to mimic Altuve in what he does. Alex Bregman puts in the work. He's always asking guys what they see because he wants to make sure that there's not anything that he's missing. So he's impressing even his own teammates, guys.
Yeah, I can understand why. If only everybody put in the work when Alex hits his home runs to get the dugout celebration right. What happened on that one, Julia?
I'm not real sure. I don't think everyone was in position. I don't think they were ready. The conversations after were pretty hilarious. I think there was explaining happening.
Never seen a guy more disappointed after a home run.
Mad.
1-1 pitch is fouled back.
There's never a dull moment in this Astros dugout.
All right, Correa is trying to figure out what went wrong there.
Part of the problem is you've got half the bullpen in there still. That's Tony Sipp. These guys are clogging up the issue there.
Well, that might have been a problem, yeah. Some extra bodies, some confusion.
George pops one in the air down the right field line, long run field, and he will get there to make the play for out number 1. Well, hopefully we'll get a chance at take 2 as Alex will be due up 3rd in this inning. But first it'll be Jose Altuve's turn. Let's see if we get Altuve going. Jose 0 for 2 tonight in a career-long hitless streak of 19 at-bats in a row. Even with the 0 for 2 tonight, Altuve 5 for 13 in his career against Odorizzi. Trying to hold up, and he does. 2-0.
All right, here we go, Jose.
Feeling it.
Got himself in a good count. Just sit on that fastball. Make sure it's something you want. Get ready. The thing I like about the approach that Alex has when he's thinking about trying to hit the baseball hard is that you kind of tell yourself to get your hands in a good, ready position to fire, because if those hands aren't in that good, ready position to fire, you're not going to be able to hit it hard.
3-0. Odorizzi walked a couple, one in the first, one in the second. A couple of 2-run home runs the last 2 innings. Ball 4. Odorizzi thought it was a strikeout. Altuve stayed for a beat. Draws the walk.
Shiner spotlight, ball's on. Alex Bregman, of course, one of the hottest hitters on the planet these days. An offensive roar. This does not include defense. This is just strictly offense. 6.9 wins above replacement for Alex Bregman. That is a major league best of players 24 years or younger. Got to keep reminding yourself, even though he goes out there with a seasoned approach, he is still just 24 years old, putting up incredible numbers for the Houston Astros. Really vaulting himself into MVP conversations for me.
It has been fun to watch. Alex Bregman, 4 home runs in his last 5 games, has 3 doubles in this series as well. With the runner on base, the infield stays, 4 on the infield, 3 in the outfield. We saw Logan Forsythe move to the outfield his first at bat when he drew a walk. Bregman, 5 home runs on this homestand and 14 runs batted in.
Some interesting numbers again on Alex. Age 24 years and old, under 29 plus home runs, 46 plus doubles, 93 plus RBIs. Alex is sitting at those numbers right now. Those are the only guys to have done it 24 years or younger.
Wow.
In baseball history.
Wow. Nice to be lumped in that trio.
My gosh, yeah.
Takes a strike, it's 2-1.
Yeah, we can say all the wonderful things and words that tell us how much we enjoy watching Alex Bregman play, and then you put numbers up like that and it puts things into context that he's doing even better than we can talk about.
If you add in steals and walks to his season totals, there's only been one other player to do that, and that was Lou Gehrig in the 27th season. He won MVP that year.
I like where you're heading.
Gehrig that year and Bregman this year, 46 doubles, 29 home runs, 10 steals, 70, now 80 walks. Those stats have only been done twice in baseball history. Bregman and Lou Gehrig in his MVP season of 1927.
And those numbers you just rattled off actually help you get to that 6.9 WAR, which is a big number. All those things included, you got to look at the entire picture.
Inside, counts full. Well, last night in this scenario, we saw George Springer off and running on a 3-2 pitch. Bregman would double off the wall, and the Astros would score their first run of the game. 3-2 now with Altuve and 1 out. With Bregman at the plate. Bullpen action going for the first time for the Twins as Odorizzi has reached 80 pitches. The left-hander Andrew Vasquez warming up. One of 13 arms in the Twins bullpen.
I'm sure if they needed to, they could get everyday Eddie Guardado up, who's out there, the bullpen coach.
Ball 4, Bregman draws a walk. Walk, home run, and walk so far for Alex in his first 3 plate appearances. Well, that just adds to the on-base percentage for Alex. And that'll draw a visit to the mound. Out there talking with Jake Odorizzi. Jake has thrown 81 pitches tonight.
It's a pretty hefty conversation going on right here. Got everybody involved. Saying somebody make a play behind Odorizzi because there's some issues on the base paths. We got some league leaders. They are going to be presented to you by Houston Methodist. Weighted runs created plus. Some very good names on there, and then a couple of Astros, including the Tyler White, the Meg. Usually that number, if you're an average major leaguer, is around 100. So you get those guys up in 173, 184. You're doing some pretty good work for your ball clubs, and having 2 guys on 1 ball club up there is saying a lot.
And nice for Tyler to be lumped in with that group of names. He takes the first pitch for a strike. Tyler looking for his first hit tonight. He has struck out and popped up to the pitcher. A couple of walks to Altuve and Bregman in this inning. Odorizzi has now walked 4. Counted away, it's 1-1. Last time Jake faced the Astros, he walked 5 in 6 innings of work. That is his season high. Count evens at 2 apiece. Just off the edge, and now the count's full. 4-pitch walk to Altuve. Bregman drew a walk on a full count pitch, and now Tyler White with a 3-2 count. Rizzi had only allowed 2 runs against the Astros in 4 career starts before tonight. He's already allowed 4. Astros threatening for more. Runners on the move with 1 out, and White fouls it back.
They have chased one right there, but luckily it turns into a foul ball. AJ getting those runners on the move, mostly because Tyler White's been swinging the bat pretty well. He's able to shoot another gap or maybe hit a line drive over the second baseman's head into that empty area out there. With Alex Bregman on the move, should be able to score relatively easily. The Astros looking for another big swing right here.
OPS coming into this game for the season, 997 since the All-Star break. 1,051, 4th best in the American League during that stretch. Miller with 11 RBIs in this homestand. Bregman with 14. The Astros trying to finish off this homestand 7-3. These 2 guys have done a lot of damage in the middle of the lineup. There's a ball into right field. The runners were on the move and will have to retreat. White hits into out number 2 as he lines to right for the second out.
Right idea. Pitching them away. Most of these Astros away. Actually, did a good job of going with it. Just lined up right to Johnny Field.
Well, that'll bring up Yuli. Yuli swung at the first pitch and flied out his last time up. He's 0 for 2 with a couple of flyouts.
So the owner, Jim Crane, and his wife. Right behind him in the glass is George Will.
How about that?
Sitting next to Richard Justice on his left. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Big baseball fan.
Home runs in the first 2 games of this series. .400 with runners in scoring position. Alex Bregman starting to catch up to him. Bregman coming in at .393. Yuli with a count of 2-0. With the lefty warming up, you've got to think this is Jake Odorizzi's final batter. Ryan McCann waits on deck. And that one wasn't close, way upstairs, 3-0.
Might be swinging away here. Talked about Yuli coming into this game with back-to-back games with a home run in each of them. Likes to hit the fastball. We saw a 3-0 slider to Jose Altuve. Will Odorizzi do it to Yuli Gurriel right here?
in for a strike.
Yuli likes these situations, and that situation with runners in scoring position usually goes Yuli's way.
Base hit right field. Altuve being waved around. Johnny Field comes up with it. The throw is offline. RBI for Gurriel. And the Astros lead 5-1.
Just when you think Gary Pettis is going to hold somebody up, he waves him around, but Yuli hitting .400 with runners in scoring position and 2 outs. Gets on top of a fastball and shoots it the other way. The ball jumped off his bat. You can see the jump of Jose Altuve recognizing it. Gary Pettis says, I'm going to wave him. Jose Altuve moving pretty good after coming off the DL.
Yeah, good to see Altuve running well on that knee. Jake Odorizzi's evening is done. His worst career start against the Astros as he leaves with 2 runners on and a 5-1 deficit. Volunteer opportunities, including game day activities at the ballpark, craft parties at local hospitals, and much more. For information and to sign up, visit astros.com/volunteer. Good night for the Astros offense, scoring 5 runs against Jake Odorizzi, and now the Twins go to the bullpen. Lefty Andrew Vasquez.
In his debut against the Rangers, throwing 16 pitches in 2/3 of an inning. He's yet to give up an earned run. Fastball at 89 to 90 miles an hour. And a slider.
On here to face the lefty Brian McCann, who walked and was hit by a pitch in his 2 plate appearances against Odorizzi. And drops in that breaking ball for a strike. Tough spot for the veteran McCann, who, seeing this kid for the first time, is making his big league debut 4 days ago. And he's down to the count 0-2. .24-year-old Andrew Vasquez from the Dominican Republic. Yuli picking up his 68th RBI of the year with a single to right. Astros have more runs scored than base hits tonight. 5 runs on 4 hits. Odorizzi also walked 4 and struck out 4. Off the plate, 2-2.
Vasquez made every stop along the way this year. He was at Single A Fort Myers, Double A Chattanooga, Triple A Rochester. Inside, and McCann, after getting down 0-2, now has a full count. Ball 4. McCann draws the walk. He's now been on base all 3 times, a couple of walks and a hit by pitch. And that'll load up the bases for Josh Reddick. Reddick had the first 2 grand slams of the season for the Astros. They're now up to 6 on the season. Those grand slams back in April. It's one inside for a ball.
He's got good numbers against left-handed pitching again this season. 282 on the season and 117 at bats.
And some home runs against lefties too. The ground to second. Forsythe is there. The Astros will strand 3, but they've increased their lead as they've scored in each of the last 3 innings. It's 5-1.
Couple of outfield arms in the American League that are doing pretty good. Rosario has not been playing in this series. A little bit of a quad issue, maybe coming back this weekend. We all know about Josh Reddick for the Houston Astros. 4 outfield assists this season. Or outfield runs saved because of that arm. It doesn't get challenged too often, but when it does, it usually goes Josh's way, helping out his pitchers by cutting off some runs at home plate. But a couple of good outfield arms.
Sixth inning baseball. Jorge Polanco leads things off. Polanco takes one down and in. Polanco single and 2 at bats. Framber Valdez allowing 2 singles, 1 in the second, 1 in the third, and then his first extra base hit allowed in his big league career, a home run. by Williams Astudillo. That ball into the upper deck and then bounded back into the lower level on a long foul ball by Polanco. Fromber has gone 5 innings in each of his 2 starts, trying to go through the 6th here for the first time at the major league level. Sitting at 79 pitches right now after that bunt attempts a strike. Fromber still not able to land that first pitch strike, just 5 of 20 tonight, which normally spells trouble, but he's been solid. 3 hits allowed, 1 run. I'm sure the command is something that AJ and Brent Strom would like to have refined a little bit in subsequent starts, but he hasn't given up too much.
A little bit of a smirk after that last curveball did absolutely nothing.
He seems like
he's entertaining.
Yeah, he's got a free spirit to him. Kind of a character out there.
Well, AJ's showing some pretty good confidence in the young man. There's nobody up in the bullpen.
Yeah, I noticed that. And already nearing his high pitch count of his career, at least at this level. Threw as many as 98 pitches in a start at the minor leagues this year, but 89 is his high water mark. In his previous 2 starts, as Polanco with a base hit to left, Jorge has 2 of the 4 hits tonight. I'll bring up Robbie Grossman.
3-2 breaking ball, but he threw it for a strike. Wonder if that was the reason they went to the curveball.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think Brian McCann has recognized that fastball just hasn't been there in terms of being able to put it on the plate. So when he needs a strike, he's been going to that curveball. Now he starts off Grossman with a strike. Julia.
You guys talking about just the way that Framber Valdez on the mound. When he made his debut, that was one of the things that AJ told us. It was confidence. We know he has confidence out there, a little bit of swagger, and even he said after that game, that's just how I am. I have a lot of fun on the mound. Even when things aren't going my way, I'll just laugh at myself. If you remember us talking about that. And guys, in between innings, usually starting pitchers are pretty focused. Maybe they'll give a high five if someone does something well. He participated in the Evan Gattis dugout stare.
Yep.
He's not going to miss an opportunity.
No, he's enjoying it all. He's been part of it.
Absolutely. Drink it all in.
Well, he's kind of, when you consider his career story and his life story, a kid who grew up in the Dominican and didn't sign until age 21. Odds were already stacked against him that he was ever going to be a big leaguer. This ball gets away from Brian McCann. And going over to second base is Polanco. But if you're 20, 21 years old in the Dominican and you have not signed yet, there's not many guys that sign that late and then end up pitching in the big leagues. But Fromber was found late by the Astros, and Campo and others getting a deal done right before the minor league season a few years ago. And here he is pitching at the big league level in his 3rd major league start. Signed right before the 2015 season. Here's a ground ball to short. Runner Polanco will move to 3rd. Bregman makes the play on Grossman for the first down. So with that in mind, Fromber just kind of soaking it all in and enjoying every moment of being up here at the big league level.
It's great. It's fun to watch, and it's also a good place for an attitude like that to be in this clubhouse too. They welcome those free spirits. But you're right, at 21 years old for a kid from the Dominican, it's archaic. But he stuck to what he knew how to do and made it here, and it should be enjoyable. The big leagues is hard, but it should be enjoyable.
Now facing Mitch Garver, takes a called strike. Will Harris starting to warm up in the Astros bullpen as Fromber approaches 90 pitches. AJ and Joe Espada talking it over. Probably on a batter-to-batter basis here, keeping an eye on Fromber Valdez. Little chopper that stays fair. Fromber's going to field it. had a chance to go foul, and Fromber picked it up, and instead it's going to be an infield hit for Mitch Garver. I think Yuli wanted him to let it go.
Yeah, Yuli knew he had no shot at it, but we've seen Fromber field his position relatively well. That was just a poor decision. Austin was hustling, and if you're going to go over there and pick it up, you might as well try and throw it and see what happens. Maybe you do end up beating the runner down to first base. Sorry, Garver. But you can tell from that angle it was kind of tailing towards that third base line. As a third baseman, you got to be screaming, let it go.
Yeah, nothing good is going to come out of that, because the runner at third is not going to come home even if you let the ball roll here, because Yuli's right there. And unfortunately for Fromber, that's how his night will end. A.J. Hinch coming out. The lefty goes 5 1/3 innings and will leave with 2 runners on and 1 out. He'll get a nice hand from the Minute Maid Park crowd.
The Astros lead it here, and an update on Astros starter Lance McCullers Jr., who's been on the disabled list with right elbow discomfort since August 5th, so it's about a month now. But we've seen him playing catch for a while here, but he got off a mound yesterday, was pretty excited about it. A.J. Hinch said it was a light bullpen, but McCullers said it wasn't light, as I was throwing with high intensity. Only about 15 to 20 pitches, though. The next step for him will be a full bullpen. He has been throwing his off-speed, though, guys, on flat ground, so throwing those pitches as well. He feels really good about it, but that next step being that bullpen, hopefully in Boston this weekend.
All right, good to hear on Lance as he continues to work back, and Will Harris takes over here in the 6th inning.
55th appearance for Will Harris. 59 strikeouts in those 55 appearances. Got some trouble to work out here. Runners on first and third, 1 out.
And gets a swing from Tyler Austin, who's down to the count 0-2. Austin struck out both times against Fromber Valdez. Fromber leaves after 88 pitches. The strike to ball ratio just a little bit better than 50%. 45 strikes, 43 balls for Fromber. But after walking 3 in the first 2 innings, didn't walk anybody the rest of the way, but he leaves with 2 runners on and 1 out. And a count of 1-2 now to Tyler Austin. Fromber allowing exactly 1 run in his 3 outings this year. Will Harris trying to keep it right there. Swing and a miss. Gets him on the breaking ball and keeps runners on first and third. That's a big strikeout.
Tough evening for Tyler Austin, chasing a curveball well out of the zone.
Framber ends up with 5 strikeouts to go along with those 3 walks. 5 hits, 4 of them singles, and a solo home run. Here's A-Ray Adrianza, who has walked and grounded out. Pitch strike. Broken bat. Bat goes into the crowd over the netting. And it's a foul ball. Scary moment for those fans.
Man, oh man, that was frightening. That cut fastball got in on the hands of Adrianza. And the barrel went flying. There is netting the extent of the dugouts here at Minute Maid Park, but that one cleared it. Man, I hope she's okay.
Little chopper down the line. Harris makes the play in time. Hellstrand 2, and Framber Valdez ends up giving up 1 in 5 1/3 innings. Nice job by Will.
Baseball out of the ballpark here. 16th home run at Minute Maid Park, and then Evan Gaddis with a classic ambush of an elevated fastball that was just absolutely torched over the Crawford boxes in left field. Yuli Gurriel hitting 400 plus now with runners in scoring position and 2 outs, driving in Jose Altuve on that base hit. That's where we stand. 5-1 Astros over the Minnesota Twins here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Only 4 hits for Houston. They've been able to make the most of them as Evan Gaddis will lead things off, facing a new pitcher for the Minnesota Twins. Right-hander John Curtis into the game to start the 6th.
Evan Gaddis talked about him slobber knocking this baseball out of here at 107 miles an hour, estimated 430 feet. Crushed.
Good to see Evan picking up a home run. At bats have been hard to find for Gaddis lately. That is 25th with that home run in the 4th inning. Evan with a count of 1-1.
John Curtis comes into this ball game averaging close to 95 miles an hour on his fastball. The only other pitch he has is a slider. This will be his third appearance this season.
Evan, then Tony Kemp and George Springer. Astros leading 5-1. They have taken the lead in all 3 of these games. Trying to complete a 3-game sweep of the Twins. Gadd is called out on strikes. Curtis picks up a strikeout of the first batter he faces.
There's been a wide outside corner this evening. But again, 2 strikes, close enough. Might want to try and fight it off.
Here's Tony Kemp. He's flied out and grounded out. Oakland is rain delayed at the start of their game. They're just underway in the Coliseum in the top of the first. Yankees and A's. Mariners playing the Orioles. The other AL West teams playing each other. Angels and the Rangers. The Angels lead that game 7-2. Shohei Ohtani, we find out today, is going to need, or they at least recommend, Tommy John surgery. He's in the lineup tonight. He's 3 for 3 with a home run. But new damage in that right elbow.
Well, that for one start. I wonder how long they wait, or if they do actually cut on him.
Use him as a hitter tonight, and he's helped score 3 runs and hit his 17th home run of the year. Watch the Astros your way by downloading the AT&T Sportsnet app from iTunes or Google Play, or visit attsportsnet.com to stream on your computer. Log in with your cable account and you're all set. Available for those with AT&T Sportsnet in their TV subscription. Blackouts and territorial restrictions apply. Here's Springer. A couple of strikeouts for Curtis coming out of the bullpen. George 1 for 3 with a run scored. I guess for the timing, Ohtani knows he's going to be gone all next year with that surgery. So at this point, it at least appears that the Angels are going to let him be a hitter for the.
Just finish it out for the next 3 weeks. See if he can get to 20 home runs.
Two and 1 the count. Astros will see the Angels one more time, the final 3 home games of the year. George into center field. Kepler watches it off the wall in right center. That'll be a double for George. Springer on second with 2 outs.
Good swing from George. Talk about the easy power he has. It's that fastball away, stays back on it, leans on it, and fires it the other way. That is a beautiful thing. Again, the balance for George Springer. He's not going towards that third base dugout. He is staying with all that energy going back up the middle towards the pitcher and drives it.
Back-to-back 2-hit games for Springer. In that last start by Ohtani against the Astros, Springer was able to hit that 2-run home run against him. And then Ohtani would last just one more batter in that game.
Again, watch everything be right up against that front leg for George. When he finishes his swing, everything he has will be on that front side. Spine was straight up and down. It wasn't leaning back or going towards that other dugout. Here we go.
Altuve, base hit into the corner. Springer will score, and Jose Altuve snaps an 0 for 19. A double and an RBI. It's now 6-1.
I think you just asked for the baseball.
The longest drought of Altuve's career without a hit, and this one feels good.
Hanging fastball, he turns on it, 92 miles an hour, up and in. We know the hands are quick enough and the ability to get that barrel to the baseball. Let that be a good sign. Yeah, I need that one. Yeah, get the ball.
For Altuve, how good does that one feel? Of his nearly 1,400 career hits, that one has to feel about as good as any of them. They snapped that 0 for 19, and here's Alex Bregman. Bregman's been on base 3 times, a couple of walks and a home run. We've heard MVP chants here before for Jose Altuve. Is this the first time we're hearing them for Alex Bregman?
Fans are catching on. They've been showing up all year watching this guy do great things here at Minute Maid Park.
Well, he's gotten behind in the count 0-2, but that's when he went to work in the 3rd inning. Got the count to 1-2 before hitting his 29th home run of the season. And a 1-2 count here. A couple of strikeouts to start the inning, but then Springer a double off the right center field wall, and Jose Altuve a double into the left field corner. Check swing, 2-2. Bregman a home run and a walk in game 1 of this series. 3 doubles last night and a home run and 2 walks tonight. And this one popped high in the air, foul near the Astros dugout, and slipping and falling is Tyler Austin.
Not sure if the dirt gave way or if an ankle went on Tyler Austin. Oh my gosh, then that left foot looked like it got locked up underneath the railing. Actually kind of glad he's up walking around. That left foot got kind of twisted a little bit.
Would have been a tough play. Would have had to reach far into the dugout. Alex Bregman with a 2-2 count. Everything up in the zone in this at bat with one exception. Bregman drives one, but he hooked it. Plenty of distance, but it's foul.
He's so mad at himself now. He got the one he wanted, stayed back on it. What he felt was long enough, but just got too quick. You know, you get a good visual of it there. He gets on his legs as good as any hitter in the league.
This ball's hit on the line to left. Grossman back near the front of the wall and makes the catch on the track. Bregman hit it well, but he lines out for the final out. Astros have scored in 4 straight innings. Now 6-1.
The Astros bullpen has been phenomenal all season long, but how about since August 1st? 2.24 ERA. The opponent batting average at 201 leads Major League Baseball. They are high on the swing and miss. They're working very well for A.J. Hinch. They've been used quite a bit recently. That month of August really tested them with some of the starters not going as deep as they are accustomed to this season, but still putting up phenomenal numbers and very good since August 1st. On the season, they have a 2.95 ERA as a group, which is best in baseball.
And one of those guys that's really contributed with a strong second half is on the mound now, Joe Smith.
Joe has been putting up good numbers. Getting that ERA down to 3.18. That whip has been great all season long. 42 strikeouts in 39 2/3 innings.
Since coming off the DL on July 3rd, Joe has only allowed 2 runs in 20 innings, an ERA below 1 as he faces Max Kepler. Kepler pops one down the left field line. Tony Kemp will drift to his right and make the play for out number 1. Will Harris did a great job coming in and stranding first and third, 1 out, not allowing any runs to score in that inning. He gave Framber Valdez 5 1/3 innings of 1-run baseball. And now Will gives way to Joe Smith. Pinch hitter Astudillo, who hit a home run. Williams Astudillo will be pinch hit for here as the DH, and Joe Mauer will bat. Mauer and Brian McCann. Conversation before this first pitch. A lot of years between those two behind the dish.
Yeah, a couple of salties right there.
Mauer started the first 2 games of this series at first base as the leadoff hitter. Not in there tonight against the lefty Framber Valdez. And now another pinch hitter on deck, Jake Cave, who we also saw start the first 2 games of this series. So Bob Molitor against Joe Smith, bringing the lefties off the bench, and Joe Smith ahead of Joe Mauer, 0-2. Into center field, sending Springer back. He will ease up right in front of the track. Couple fly ball outs for Smith, 2 away in the 7th.
Purchase 2019 season tickets now and get great benefits, including guaranteed tickets for the 2018 postseason. For more information, visit astros.com/postseason or call 1-877-9-ASTROS.
Well, Jake Cave will pinch hit for Johnny Field here with 2 outs and the base is empty. Cave started and played in center field the first 2 games of this series. Well, this bullpen, as you mentioned, has been as good as any with their numbers since the beginning of August and really all season long. You know, it's tough to argue with what the Mariners and the A's have done at the back end of their bullpen, but you take the full scope of the bullpen, their numbers the best of all. And I'm looking forward to this Red Sox series for a lot of reasons, especially to see if the Astros are able to get leads. Kind of a good little dress rehearsal for what they might see in the postseason going against that vaunted Red Sox lineup that is putting up numbers similar to what the Astros put up last year.
Yeah, that offense is real good. It's always fun going through there, especially in the last couple of years with both teams competing for playoff spots. There's some familiarity there with Alex Cora, now the manager for the Boston Red Sox after winning the World Series as a bench coach here in Houston.
And while the Red Sox are still on a pace for a great season and right around 110 wins, they are 9-8 their last 17 games. Incredible come from behind win tonight to sweep that series in Atlanta this afternoon. Now they're back at home with an off day tomorrow.
It's amazing how we can get our nights and days mixed up. I do that all the time. Yeah. It drives me nuts.
Especially when we had a day game Monday after a night game Sunday.
Yeah. You know, we talk about pitching backwards all the time. We had a backward series with the day game first and then 2 night games.
And today is a finale to a homestand, so both teams will be traveling for their next game. And a lot of times those are day games, but Twins and the Astros both with an off day tomorrow. 2-2 pitch misses outside. It's 3-2. Not much baseball on the docket tomorrow. Limited schedule. A lot of teams have the day off. Cave holds up on the 3-2 pitch upstairs and ends up drawing a walk. Well, last year it was the Astros and the Red Sox in the first round in the American League Divisional Series, and the last time the Astros were in Boston, they were winning Game 4 and moving on to the American League Championship Series.
Yeah, they were popping bottles out there in Boston. But it's always eventful, especially the historic site of Fenway Park. The memories these guys have in there. And for all season, all they've heard about is how good the Boston Red Sox are, yet they're the reigning world champions coming into town.
Smith starts Logan Forsythe off with a strike. Astros last saw Boston here at Minute Maid Park end of May, early June. Boston winning the first 2 games of the series, and the Astros winning the first 2 games of the series, and Boston coming back to win the next 2. JD Martinez and Mookie Betts, both candidates in our look ahead, brought to you by Wells Fargo for MVP. They are both putting up monster years.
Yeah, they're doing really good things.
JD a chance at the Triple Crown. Just trailing his buddy Mookie by percentage points, and also Chris Davis in the home run department as Logan Forsythe looks at a called 3rd strike. Joe Smith gets through the 7th inning stretch time. Astros up 6-1.
Mode. Plus, get weekly stats, roster updates, and more. Learn more at RBIGame.com. Rated E for everyone. As TK just mentioned, off day tomorrow for the Houston Astros, but it's also a travel day. That's when they'll head up to Boston, have the night off before taking on the Red Sox in a 3-game series. It's a themed trip, guys. I hope you have your NFL jerseys ready. The Astros tipping their cap to the kickoff of the NFL season. AJ expects to see some local represented. He expects to see some childhood idols represented. Maybe a Dante Pettis jersey or 2 for the son of GP. You guys have yours ready?
Yes.
I know where I'm going tomorrow.
To find one?
Yeah.
So is Justin Verlander. He's not ready either.
Oh, man.
You've got
I had
yours.
several to choose from. I'm still kind of on the fence. I'm not sure. I think I'm down to 2, but yeah. I'm ready to go.
How about Julia?
I hope so. I've got to check when I get home to see if it was delivered.
If she wears that Troy Aikman jersey, I'm going to be so
Oh,
upset.
no.
Plummer, don't you dare. Don't start anything right now. I do have something really exciting prepared.
There you go.
If it was delivered on time. Labor Day kind of messed up the whole shipping thing.
It did.
I think the
for a lot
manager's
of
still
us.
waiting on his
Yeah,
delivery.
He is too.
Well, it's a good thing. Everybody going to dress up as their NFL hero or current favorite player or whatever theme they want.
Or their #1 pick in their fantasy draft. You never know.
That was recent too. So that's in JV's defense. He said he wasn't able to get one. They had a busy night on Labor Day. They had the night off, and that was the fantasy football draft for those who play in the Astros clubhouse. JV likes his team. So does everyone else. The day of the draft.
Tyler White sends a high fly ball to center. New center fielder is Jake Cave, who gets his first opportunity tonight. Puts it away for out #1. Cave is in center. Max Kepler moves from center to right. Well, we have football on Sunday in New England with the Houston Texans kicking off their season at Gillette Stadium against the Patriots. That is a day game followed by the Red Sox and the Astros on Sunday Night Baseball. And then the next day, Justin Verlander returns to Comerica Park as a visitor for the first time, taking on the Tigers to start that series. And an hour after that game starts, the Lions will be playing at home on the first of 2 Monday Night Football games. So we've got football and baseball interweaving the whole trip.
It's a lot of action.
A lot of action. Here's Yuli Gurriel. That time of year, baseball wrapping up the regular season, football kicking off their first week. College football is already well underway.
Yeah, Syracuse is undefeated this season.
What?
Oh, you'd be fired up about that.
I am.
My Bears are undefeated.
Cal Bears. Oliver Drake, we gave you his story last night. First pitcher ever to pitch for 5 teams in one season. Appearing for the second straight night. Kind of the Iron Mike delivery.
It really is.
And Yuli draws a 4-pitch walk. Yuli doesn't walk a whole lot, but didn't see anything there in those 4 pitches that hit the plate. And Drake's night will be over. Yuli will be at first base with 1 out. Paul Molitor has 13 bullpen arms to choose from as he'll go back for this pitching change here with 1 out in the 7th.
Bringing Rule 5 Draft Late Season Edition. It is Ryan Presley. Dallas is the hometown. Houston is his new town, selected by Minnesota in the Rule 5 draft after the 2012 season. And traded from Minnesota to the Astros, shoring up that bullpen big time.
He was lethal last night, struck out all 3 batters he faced going against his former team, the Twins. And one of his buddies in the bullpen while he was with Minnesota takes over here in the 7th inning. It's the lefty Taylor Rogers.
He's gotten plenty of work in this season. This will be his 62nd appearance, 64 strikeouts in 57 innings.
He's tough on lefties. He'll face a couple of lefties here. Brian McCann and Josh Reddick do up. McCann's reached base all 3 times tonight. Walk, hit batsman, and another walk. Ryan scored a run on the home run by Evan Gattis. And the only thing A.J. Hinch didn't factor in on the Evan Gattis home run is when he bats Gattis and Kemp back to back, it takes the hugs for homers out of play.
It's unfortunate.
It is. But McCann taking a lot of pitches tonight out of the zone. This time he'll ground one towards second. And the Twins are able to turn a double play on McCann to end the inning. Rogers comes in and does his job. It's 6-1 Astros.
For voting, and thanks for following us at ATT Sportsnet. SW, which new or young Astros pitcher has the most potential to have a playoff impact? And Ryan Presley gets 60% of your votes tonight. Thanks again, TK.
Yeah, hard to argue with those voters.
Man, great choice.
Oh, no. Look what you did.
I did. I got my bus driver's license a while ago.
Oh, man. You just threw me right under it.
Beavis and Butthead made an appearance.
Everyone, calm down. Just check my social media tomorrow. It will all be all right.
Okay. It'll be okay.
We go to the 8th inning. Brad Peacock takes over in this 6-1 game. And Jorge Polanco sends one to left field. Tony Kemp comes on and makes the play for out number 1. Polanco now 2 for 4 as he flies out on one pitch.
Good numbers for Brad on the season. He's been using that fastball a little bit more. Hitters have been laying off that slider, but has been able to sneak a couple of fastballs in late in counts and 2-strike counts to get some looking strikeouts recently.
Robbie Grossman takes a called strike. Grossman has walked and grounded out a couple of times.
That is awesome. I want one.
Uncle Rico.
It's a big offseason pickup for the Cowboys.
Oh my goodness. What did you start?
I like the Uncle Rico one. That's good.
Yuli drifting back. Kemp coming in. Yuli will give away for out number 2. Four pitches, 2 flyouts to left. And here's Mitch Garver. Shohei Ohtani, another home run tonight. 4 for 4, 2 bombs.
Wow.
And not good news from Oakland. Luis Severino, who has struggled in the second half for the Yankees, has given up 4 in the first. Mike Fiers pitching for Oakland with a 4-0 lead at the end of 1. He's trying to take 2 out of 3 from the Yankees, while the Astros have the off day tomorrow. Oakland does as well, and then the A's will begin a weekend series against Texas while the Astros are in Boston. 3.5 games separating the top 2 teams in the division to start tonight's play. Good slider there on a 2-0 pitch to Garver. It's 2-1. The Mariners are getting to the point where they cannot fall too much further behind with time running out. They are 9 behind the Astros starting tonight and 5.5 behind the A's for the wild card spot.
Some exciting times in Seattle. Man.
Mariners losing to Baltimore last night. Underway tonight. Scoreless in their game with the Orioles. Brad's been looking for that consistency with the slider. Overcooked that last one. Is now full count. And he misses with that one. You can see his frustration. Brad has been trying to dial it in. At times that slider has been as good as it was last year, but the consistency outing to outing just hasn't been quite the same. So a 2-out walk. Tyler Austin is due up, but he will be pinch hit for. Gregory Petit will get a chance to hit.
Oh,
Gregorio.
Greg. We love Greg. Ex-Astro Greg Pettit.
Yep. Some Houston ties on this team. Gregorio Petit, ex-Astro. We saw Jason Castro earlier. Robbie Grossman. Last night we had Cole Stewart pitching from right here in St. Pius. Tyler Duffy, local guy, went to Rice. Grounds one foul. It's 1-1. A's, Astros, Yankees, and Angels prior to the Twins for Gregorio. Most of the season at AAA Rochester this year. Just called up before the game yesterday. And a swing and a miss. It's 1-2. AT with the Astros in 2014, played in 37 games. Batted .278 for the Astros that year. And he goes down swinging. Peacock picks up a strikeout. A walk and one man left on base. It's still 6-1.
Three MVPs last year. Jose Altuve winning the 2017 MVP, but doing damage early in the playoffs last year in that ALDS. Then it was Carlos Correa doing some damage, picking up some clutch hits in that ALCS, driving in Jose Altuve. And then the big one, George Springer, picking up that World Series MVP, setting all kinds of records, extra base hits, total bases. But these guys have the potential to be MVPs and carry a team for a series at a time. Have yet to find their stroke at the end of this season, but they can come around at any time, and they have the potential to drive this team deep into the playoffs.
We've seen Springer start to get a roll.
Yep.
Altuve, good sign on that last AB, doubling into the left field corner. It's a matter of time before all three of them are hitting on cylinders at the same time, as Josh Reddick will face the lefty. Taylor Rogers got a double play, the only batter he faced last inning, and now breaking ball has Reddick out in front. It's 1-1. After Reddick, it'll be Evan Gattis. There is bullpen action going for the Twins.
Oh,
How about that base hit?
that's a treat.
Off the end of the bat, stayed fair down the third baseline. Gregorio Petit, who stayed in the game, is now third, just picking up after that single.
Couldn't have caught this and thrown it out there much better. Got quick on it off the end of the bat. Just delicately placed inside that third base bag.
With the righty Evan Gattis due up, Twins will go back to their bullpen. Rogers facing a couple of lefties, and now he's out of the game. Pitching change when we come back. tonight is Matt Belisle.
Yeah, Matt Belisle is a veteran, pitching 28 games this season, losing a little bit of velocity. ERA inflated at 8.01. Decided to drop that arm angle here recently, trying to recreate some new movement to do a better job of getting outs. But he's got a guy in Evan Gattis who hit a ball pretty good earlier today.
25th of the year.
Ball smashed. A lot of anger behind that swing.
Framber Valdez, the starting pitcher, participating in the home run stare.
I wasn't entirely comfortable with the way Evan looked at us. It's kind of menacing.
Having a home run and a couple of strikeouts tonight. And Belisle misses up and away for ball one. Astros scored 2 in the third, 2 in the fourth, added one more in the fifth, and another in the sixth, leading this game 6-1. Josh Reddick on first with an opening hit in this inning, and Gattis grounds one to the left side. Petit to second for one, and Forsythe able to turn the double play. Astros hit into double plays in the last 2 innings. They continue to push towards a new franchise record in that department. 2 outs, the bases cleared, and Tony kept the batter. Kempo for 3 tonight. It's 139 double plays the Astros have hit into.
Thanks, Todd.
You're welcome. Hopefully tonight it won't matter.
Yeah.
.154 is the record in 2000.
Goals.
Tonight's game 140, so not quite one double play per game. So, but the pace is strong.
It is extremely strong. How many do they have in that one game? They set the record? 6. Woo.
6 in Seattle and a win.
That's even more incredible.
Kent with a 3-2 count.
Saw a double play score run the other day too.
Yeah, Gattis, right?
There's a positive.
Well, the good news is they're getting a lot of base runners on, but they have hit into way more double plays than the next closest team. 139. Cincinnati's the next closest at 115. Kemp with a full count. And Belisle loses them. Kemp a 2-out base runner. Well, Tony gets on base for the first time. And George will get a 5th at bat. George 2 for 4, single, double off the right center field wall. Couple of runs scored. 4 hits in his last 2 games. And as Blummer broke down on the replay last time, starting to see better balance and better swings from George the last few days. George hitting his 20th home run earlier on this homestand. Now up to 84 runs scored. That time on the DL, George will have to make a push here to get to 100 runs scored for the 3rd consecutive season. 112 runs last year, 116 the year before. Now needs 16 in his final 22 games to get to 100 this year. Belisle 8 games with the Indians this year. Outrighted and released back in June. Signed with the Twins the next day. And he misses inside to Springer, 3-1. Twins have walked 7 Astros tonight. Ground ball right side. George has a 3-hit night. Tony Kemp to second base. Springer a single to right. 3 for 5 for George. And that'll give Jose Altuve another at bat.
He's had himself a good homestand too. George has. Using the entire field. Did a good job of staying on this pitch down and away. Kind of see the nose of George staying down on that pitch as he got to contact. I tell you what, the encouraging thing is that ball he drove to right center field.
Altuve doubled into the left field corner his last time up. And the Astros a 6-1 lead. Snapped his longest hitless streak of his career. Bregman waits on deck. If Belisle walks Altuve, Bregman will bat with the bases loaded. Four-pitch walk. Bases will be loaded for Alex Bregman. Bregman has already driven in 14 runs on this homestand with 5 home runs and 17 hits.
He could he?
All the fans are standing in case he might.
Oh, Belisle just walked Jose Altuve on 4 pitches, not even close to the zone. Alex Bregman's going to be keyholing him right here on a fastball.
Alex is 6 for 12 with the bases loaded this year. For the first time tonight, we're hearing chants of MVP with Alex Bregman at the plate. For the dramatic. It's not a critical point in the game, but a grand slam for number 30 would be pretty dramatic.
And all the RBIs he's thinking about right now too.
First at bat of the game, the Twins with 2 outs and nobody on, put 4 outfielders defensively against Bregman, moving Logan Forsythe from second to the left field corner. Alex would draw a walk in that plate appearance. Every other time he's batted tonight, there have been runners on base. Counts full. Everybody will be on the move.
And it's amazing hearing the interviews from Alex as well as he's going. And then you talk to him before the game, and he still gives credit to Jose Altuve and Carlos Correa for him having the ability to hit with guys on base and have protection.
There's a ball in the left field. Back goes Grossman. It's over his head and off the wall. 1 run scores. Springer scores. Altuve will score. 3 RBI double for Bregman. 9-1 Astros. A 5 RBI game and 96 on the season for Alex, and he'll leave the game.
I don't know what to say anymore. This guy's unbelievable.
'47th double. 96 runs batted in. And J.D. Davis pinch runs for him to let him enjoy the rest of the night and the off day tomorrow.
Well done, Alex Bregman. That's all I can say.
2 for 3, double, home run, 2 walks, 5 runs batted in. Nearly a perfect night. The only thing that didn't go well was the dugout celebration after the home run.
I know, it is unfortunate. But you're right.
Even his 1 out was a line drive.
It was.
There is a freight train heading to Boston with all the other MVP candidates. People are going to start taking notice of Alex Bregman right now.
Breggy 2 bags. Just got to sit back and enjoy the show because he is putting on a good one.
White fouls it away. It's 1-2.
Good way to get some friends. Driving some runs. Become really popular all of a sudden.
96 runs batted in puts him in a tie for 3rd with Jose Ramirez in the American League. J.D. Martinez and Chris Davis over 100 runs batted in. Bregman now tied for 3rd in the AL. Final numbers for Bregman in this homestand: 18 for 37, 5 home runs, 17 RBIs. That is a homestand. That is a month.
It's a month for some guys.
And last time the Astros were in Boston, that guy hit one of the biggest home runs of the postseason. Chris Sale, game 4. Astros had already used Justin Verlander in that game. Down a run late. Bregman's home run tied it. The Astros would go on to win and wrap up the ALDS. White goes down swinging. Astros add 3 to their lead. It is 9-1 heading to the 9th. by Toyota. Let's go places. By Shoppers John Deere, your local John Deere dealer with 8 area locations. And by Carbach Brewing. Crack open a cold one, crack open a Carbach, proudly brewed in Texas. 9-1. We head to the 9. The sweep is 3 outs away. If the Astros can finish off this game, an off day tomorrow, that would be 5 in a row to wrap up this homestand. And a 7-3 homestand that started out 2-3. Changes defensively for the Astros, all kinds of moves. Yuli Gurriel is actually going to get to play shortstop. Jake Marisnick in center. J.D. Davis, after pinch running for Bregman, stays in at third. Max Stassi behind the plate. And the new pitcher is the lefty Tony Sipp.
Tony on to close this thing out. 46th appearance. In those 45 appearances, he's only thrown in 32 2/3 innings. 35 strikeouts in those.
It's good to see J.D. Davis back after some time earlier this season with the Astros, but I think the most excited player on the left side of the infield is Yuli Gurriel, making his shortstop debut in the major leagues.
I think that's pretty cool.
He and Altuve having a little discussion. Adrianza 0 for 2 with a walk. Yuli's played some second, played some third, and now a chance to play some short for the first time. Likes moving around on the infield. I think last year AJ only kept him at first base, but this year he's been able to maneuver him around a little bit.
Question is does he want a ground ball or not?
He does. Oh yeah. Lapina's ready. I think if nothing else, just to tell his buddy Altuve, see?
Yep.
Middle infield, I got it.
Got you covered.
Astros with 9 runs on 9 hits tonight. Springer had 3 of the 9. 5 of the 9 runs driven in by Alex Bregman. Springer scored 3 runs. In the left center field, out goes Yuli, but Jake Marisnick and Tony Kemper there who wants it. Tony Kemp takes it. Making sure the communication was strong for out number 1.
Tony calling it the whole time with a smile on his face, knowing that he's going to have Jake peel off.
If that was a rebound.
Oh man.
Jake's got the height advantage. Here's Max Kepler. Now Yuli can play on the same side of the infield as Altuve. They shift against Kepler. One the count. A's leading their game with the Yankees 6-0. Playing the third, just finished the third. Severino out of the game after 2 2/3 innings. There's a ball in the left field. Kemp coming on, but he'll play it on a hop. Max Kepler, second hit of the night. He's a 1-out base runner in the 9th.
This other hit came against Framber Valdez, a left-hander.
AJ Hinch running out to the mound. He's going to get a righty in to make his big league debut. We saw Dean Dietz warming up earlier. And AJ is going to go to the bullpen in this 9-1 game in the 9th inning, and we'll see a big league debut when we come back. right-hander Dean Dietz.
24 years old. Went to college in northeastern Oklahoma A&M. He was the first pick in the 11th round of the 2014 draft. 2018, he's seen his way through A-ball to AA to AAA, pitching in 40 2/3 innings pitched. .89 ERA looks pretty good with a 191 batting average against.
Had quite a season at the minor league level for Dean Dietz. Just called up a couple of days ago and now making his big league debut in this 8-run game in the 9th inning. First batter he will face as a pinch hitter. Chris Jimenez will hit. He will bat for Joe Mauer in that DH spot. Dietz 50 strikeouts in 34 innings at the minor league level this year. And Jimenez sends one to the left field. Tony Kemp coming on. And on one pitch, Dean Dietz has his first major league out.
94 on the velocity. Jimenez trying to ambush him.
Had to sit out that first professional season after the draft. Tommy John surgery. And now a big leaguer coming into this day. We had, the list was growing. We had close to 20,000 big leaguers, 19,394 major league players. Now Dean Dietz can add his name to that list.
Attaboy, air it out.
Just a bit high. J.K. batting.
He grabbed late in the game.
Dietz had Tommy John surgery in high school, and that's eventually ended up at Northeastern Oklahoma A&M College. Before being drafted by the Astros, and now he's got a chance to start the handshake line if he can get this final out of a 9-1 game. Swing and a miss. Dietz gets a strikeout to end this one. The Astros sweep the Twins, and their winning streak is up to 5 games. Wrapping up this 10-game homestand 7-3. Alex Bregman, the hitting star, with a home run, a double, and 5 runs batted in. Plenty to recap tonight in this 9-1 win as the Astros sweep the Twins. We'll have the post-game show coming up after this.